Hey guys, so per usual, everything on this channel is for educational purposes only and is not intended as financial advice. Don't sue me. I'm poor anyway. Okay, so I want to run through some charts. A lot of stuff's happening today. And at the same time, Bitcoin's just staying sideways. So let's take a look. Daily, I like daily in China. I'm going to be switching between China and Stamp. So right now we have a bull flag in China. That's undeniable. Bull flag, bull pennant, whatever you want to call it. That's bullish, obviously. Again, the target is 4,400, which is about 640, 650 USD, depending on the exchange. If you want to learn more about my reasoning for that, watch my previous 32-minute complete breakdown of the breakout. So check that out. So here we are, bull flag, right? Now the question is whether or not we continue or we reverse. I don't think we're going to stay sideways for much longer, and I will detail as to why. But just as though there was evidence for reversal up because of the Kumo twist when we were down here, there is also evidence for reversal down. Not that it's likely, but there's evidence, there's possibility, there's a small probability that that happens. So you got to keep that in mind. Now, all the clouds don't look like this on every exchange, but on CNY it does look like this right now. Bull flag though, so that's good. Moving down to the 4-hour China, this is something pretty unusual. Bollinger Bands super tight again, and that's no surprise. We've been basically sideways for, 5 days maybe? 3-4 days. And if you can see historically, this is the ascending triangle that finally broke out. And you can see how it was just as tight then as it is now. The last relevant squeeze where it got this tight was pre-Bitfinex hack. So we're just as tight as we were over here. It came in that quickly because we're that sideways right now. Again, that could be holiday volume, that could be lack of interest, that could be waiting for quarterly futures to open the new contract. Expiration's coming up on the 11th, and I'll talk more about that. So it could be many different reasons, but it's there, and I think it's worth looking at anyway. And it's almost tighter than all of these, so we're basically here again here. So the question is, are we going to see a rise up or are we going to see a rise down? Purely based on TA right now, I'd argue that it would be a retrace down to about 50% of this candle, which is like 39.80. But there are some fundamental reasons why we may just stay sideways and break up. So let's take a look at those. Here's some more reasoning as to why I think we're going to break down. This is a C-clamp formation on the cloud. I took off the price bars so you can see this more clearly. Whenever you get a C-clamp like this, so this is the Tenkin, this is the Kijun, C-clamp signifies a TK disequilibrium, and you'll see this when price is overbought. And the reason it's showing this is because we went up in one candle and then sideways. So that says we're overbought. Probability of retracing is higher than continuation. Excuse me. The other thing I'm seeing here is a flat Kumo, which traditionally means that price will want to return to this level, and again, it's about 50%. Any flat Kumo, any flat line on the cloud is always a 50% fib of something. So this is saying this is 50% of the move here. Okay, I don't know, you can't see that because the cloud is off, but here's the cloud on the hour. The price is off. Here's the cloud on the hourly. You can see again, flat Kumo calling for 50% of this candle. We almost have the edge-to-edge thing going on where we're sliding into the cloud. That's a bearish sign, which gives more evidence, more credence, more confluence towards reversal. The reason this is the target is because of the cloud, it's because of the fib, it's because of the Kijun. So anything in here is all fair game as far as if we break down where I think we're headed. There's also a TK cross that happened, a bearish TK cross that happened. Now you could argue, we've tried to break down ever since this flag. we've tried to continually break down, and we haven't yet. But you know, I'm a cloud trader, so I'm gonna look at what the cloud's trying to tell me, and I'm gonna trade that. And even if this breaks up 100 won, the re-entry would not be until the TK cross happens, like it did here. How we had a recross. I don't even know if this actually crossed here. Sometimes they get really close and touch, but they don't actually cross. So my point is, when the TK recrosses up here, that's when my long entry will be. So yeah, if we shoot up, which we might, but I don't think we will. I think we're going to have pullback. There's also some evidence for like a double top here, an Adam and an Eve double top. It's weak, I know. There's also some evidence for a head and shoulders here. This would be the shoulder, the head, and the shoulder. Again, it's weak, I know. It could be a head and shoulders that never broke down. That's also possible. When you see that, that's a super bullish sign. But the volume profile was there for the head and shoulders. I don't have that on here. But I think more than likely this is like a double top situation, because the head and shoulders doesn't really make much sense. We've just been sideways for so long now, but who knows. So here's the 30-minute, and what I'm seeing on the cloud here, whenever the cloud gets super thin, that says it's basically 50-50. And again, B-bands are tight on high time frames on 4-hour, so that's no surprise. This could either, you know, go up or down from here. You know, we've just been sideways for so long. There's no more cloud support, so that's saying we could definitely head south again to 39.80-ish. We'd probably wick down to maybe 39.90 and bounce from 4K just because it's a psychological level. But yeah, like I said, we already tried to do this twice and failed. This is a nice rejection wick, dragonfly action going on with here's another rejection with a tweezer bottom. So maybe we're just done in this zone here, and till settlement we're just going to go sideways and then north. So here, another thing I've been looking at is the futures premium, and the reason this is so wonky right now is because USD is pumping while China is just sideways. So Stamp and Bitfinex, you've noticed, I'm sure, have been hitting 614, 615, 609, whatever it is on Bitfinex. And this kind of destroys the premium, especially the China versus the West. You can see China, it's actually has a negative for, I think that's won. Maybe that's USD. I don't actually know. It has a small negative premium right now in China. When that happens, we usually never pump. The general rule is it's not a rally until it's a rally in China. And I've said this before on some past videos where I was looking at premium, and until premium flips to neutral, price doesn't go anywhere. So this is what the last futures quarterly settlement looked like. It's not dissimilar, but it's not exactly the same. You can see we sort of pumped, went sideways until settlement, and then continued until the new quarterly opened, and then continued. This is why there's a lot of evidence for north versus south, because the past 5 quarters we've pumped on every quarterly open. So if we look at now, it's basically a steeper pump, more sideways. The possibility that this will happen, I don't know. It's kind of what I'm expecting. I'm flat. I have no position right now. I'm expecting this rising wedge to play out. There's a div on this, a bear div. So I sort of called this picture back when we were here, and I kept saying flat Kumo, the sky is falling, and we never broke down. So that's completely possible that quarterly futures opening contract is just that strong of a bullish momentum that nothing else really matters. Another reason why USD may have been pumping today is because Apple announced that they're going to have Circle integration with their messaging. So whether or not that made the price spike, I don't know. Maybe it had some factor. Another factor may be Joe Rogan having an Antonopoulos on again today. That's always a good sign for just public knowledge in general. Whether or not, again, that means anything in the long run, probably not. But that's just some of the stuff that's happening today. So as usual, guys, like, dislike, share, comment. Love all the comments on the last video. Let me know what you want to see, what you want to talk about. Hit me up on Twitter, Telegram. As usual, happy trading. And whatever you do, do not try to open a contract in the new quarterly, okay? Because what's going to happen is the quarterly is going to open, and then all the HFT bots are going to get in before you, and you're going to say, oh my god, price is pumping, I got to get in. And then it'll pull back. Now, it didn't pull back last time, but you can see basically half this candle did. So these people got lucky that we sort of kept going. But generally, the general rule is huge premium, and then we spike back down after open. So just don't screw yourself like that. Have a good one.